welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily. I really wanted to pick up the camera and start another reading vlog, and I was sitting there trying to think about what to film because I did just want to pick up any book I want and mood read rather than having like a themed video. So I decided I'm going to let a number generator choose how many pages I read each day up to a week. I say 5 to 7 days because it really depends on how many pages I get. If I'm getting close to like 200 a day, it might be a little bit less achievable, but hopefully I get a wide range. So I did make a list of numbers 1 to 200 and I'm going to copy and paste them into like a wheel of names, and then it's just going to choose out a random number. I'm actually not currently in the middle of any book, so I'm hoping I get a decent number today so I can actually start a book and get a good way through it, because I hate starting a book and then only reading like 20 pages and not getting into it because I feel like I don't end up enjoying it as much. So hopefully it's a good amount today. I have just put them in the little number wheel, so let's see how many pages I get today. I'm literally really hoping that it's a good amount, like at least over 100 pages. Okay, perfect. We got 115 pages for today, which is literally the perfect amount in my opinion. So before I get into the reading vlog, I wanted to talk about a few books that are on my radar that I want to read this week, starting off with the one that I'm actually going to start straight away, which is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This is part of a trilogy. It's also meant to be read before Dance of Thieves, which has been on my TBR for the longest time. So it's working out perfectly that I'm reading this before Dance of Thieves now, because that's what everyone recommends to do. I'm really excited to see Mary E. Pearson's writing because I've never read anything from her before and I've just heard incredible things. I also did talk on a TikTok about how I want to read this book this month, and so many people seem to be excited for me reading this for the first time. So this is what I'll be starting today. Going on from that, I do want to read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. This is my Fable Book Club's pick for August, so I do need to get to it. I've heard incredible things about this. The main quote that people say is toxic lesbian vampires, and I feel like that makes me so excited to read this. I also read my first V. Schwab book last month, which was Vicious, and I just fell in love with her writing style straight away. She has such a unique way of writing, so I'm definitely very excited to read something else from her. Next, I really want to read Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I think I might read this next just because I feel like I need a little quick and easy thriller. I've said it a few times, I have not really enjoyed Holly Jackson's more recent releases as much as the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy, so I'm hoping I like this one a lot more. I have heard really incredible things about this book already. Like, I haven't really seen any negative reviews, so I do have high hopes for it. And the last book on my radar for this week is from an indie author actually. It is called Unraveled by Isabel McDowell. I don't know how many of these books I'm actually going to get to. It really depends on how many pages I get for the week, but I've been really wanting to read this. I think this book also does come out this month, so I do want to read it before it comes out. It's giving me the most magical fairy tale sort of vibes as well, so I do get the feeling that I'm going to love this. But yeah, these are the books that are on my radar at the moment for the week. I could definitely change my mind and want to mood read something else, but we'll see what happens. I am going to go and start reading The Kiss of Deception. I am very excited. Okay, it is a little bit later and I have just finished reading my pages for The Kiss of Deception. So I ended up finishing on page 118 just so I could finish on a chapter. So I think I literally read like an extra 2 pages or something, nothing crazy. I will say it is very slow in the beginning. The first like paragraph of the book, which I'll read out, did really get me. But then it went really slow after that, I feel like, because it's a trilogy. Obviously more and more is going to happen as we go in. But I wanted to read out the first paragraph because I feel like that like automatically intrigued me and made me want to know what was going to happen. It says, today was a day 1,000 dreams would die and a single dream would be born. The wind knew. It was the 1st of June, but cold gusts bit at the hilltop citadel as fiercely as deepest winter, shaking the windows with curses and winding through drafty halls with warning whispers. There was no escaping what was to come. Like, no escaping what's to come? Like, what's to come? I have so many questions about this. We are following a princess in this book called Leah, who is also the first daughter, and she is expected to be married at the start of this book, but she actually ends up running away to escape because she doesn't want that to happen. She doesn't want to be wed. She meets these two men when she goes to this like new town that she's escaping to, and one of them is the prince that she was meant to marry, and then one of them is an assassin that was actually sent to kill her. So I don't know what's going to happen in this book. I feel like there could definitely be some sort of a love triangle or something going on, but I've got no idea what to expect. I am really enjoying it though, and I'm excited to continue reading tomorrow. Like, I feel like I definitely wanted to keep reading, but obviously I have to stop on the page that I was supposed to stop at. But hopefully I get a good amount of pages tomorrow, because I didn't realize this was like almost 500 pages, so it might take a couple of days to get through. Anyway, Harry and I are actually going to do a little bit of shopping and then go out for dinner to this like new steak restaurant. We have been there before. It was incredible, so we're very excited. I'm literally wearing the most casual outfit because obviously we are shopping first. I'm wearing a little black cropped jumper and these kind of like very baggy pants because I am not wearing jeans when I'm about to eat steak, because the bloat that I get from steak is crazy and I need space for my stomach to expand. I'm also going to throw on a jacket, of course, before we leave, because I know once the sun goes down in winter it is absolutely freezing. And I'm also going to be using this gorgeous red bag to elevate my outfit a little bit and make it look a little bit fancier, even though I'm trying to be a little bit casual as well. Who also happened to be the very, very kind sponsor of today's video. So thank you so much, Teddy Blake, for sponsoring this video. I was sent this bag a couple of months ago and I have literally used it so much. Every single time I go out somewhere nice, I'm using this bag. This bag is such high quality. It also has not decreased in quality or anything at all since I've been using it. I absolutely love that it has gold detailing. I'm a sucker for gold detailing on bags because I wear gold jewelry. Like, look how much it matches my ring. It matches perfectly. It's also genuine leather. I've had leather bags in the past that have a disgusting smell, and this bag does not smell like that. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. It is also all suede on the inside. Obviously I have to switch everything and put everything in the bag, but I did want to show you guys how nice the inside is as well. Hopefully you can tell on the camera. Teddy Blake actually has a sale up to 35% off some of their bags between the 27th of August and the 1st of September for their Labor Day sale. They literally have a bag option for everybody, so I'll put a screen recording on the screen so you can see how many different options there are. If you're in need of a new handbag, definitely take advantage of the sales while they have them, because it is a very, very good sale. I will say so myself, and I know that you will love their bags as well. The quality is literally unmatched. Thank you so much again to Teddy Blake for sponsoring this portion of today's video. It is now day 2. I have finished reading my pages for today. Obviously I took a little clip. I got 86 pages and it's honestly annoying that I can't keep reading. Like, I feel like I want to keep reading this book. I feel like I could literally binge it and finish it in one sitting if I wanted to, but obviously I can't do that because of this video and I'm trying to read the exact amount of pages. I read a couple more again to finish the chapter that I was in the middle of. So I'm on chapter 29, which is page 210. I think it was literally like an extra 5 or 6 pages today, but I'm getting to the halfway mark now. I forgot to mention yesterday, there is a few point of views in this book. So as I said, it's about a princess who is supposed to be married to this prince, and then there's also this assassin after her. So there's a point of view of the prince and the assassin, and then we also get Caden and Rafe's point of views, which are kind of one or the other. They are both either the prince or the assassin, which is a little bit confusing because we don't know which is which. I feel like that makes it more interesting because we really just have no idea who is who. It's very like particular in the way that she's written it, which I really like. I will say I am still a little bit bored. Like, I feel like there's not really that much going on. I feel like it'll definitely hopefully pick up in the second half. I feel like that's what usually happens with a fantasy book. But yeah, I've already finished my pages for today, so I'll be back tomorrow for day 3. I cannot believe I've already done 2 days. Like, I feel like it's going so quickly already, but I'm really hoping I get a good amount tomorrow so I can hopefully finish this like close to the 200 mark, because if I get close to 200 I will have like not that much left. So I'm crossing my fingers that I get a high number. Good morning, guys. It is now day 3 and I thought that we'd do the little wheel to see how many pages I have to read today. I'm not actually going to sit down to read them until later, but I'm just really excited to find out how many I'm going to read. I'm again praying it's going to be a high number because I do really want to get through The Kiss of Deception so I can start something else. So let's see what I end up getting. I am so happy with this. I got 195 pages. I'll put like the little screen recording on the screen as usual. That is the perfect amount. I really want to get through this book, obviously. I think that if I'm to read almost another 200 pages, I should almost finish it. Once I've read those 195 pages, I'll be up to page 406. Which means I've only got this little segment to go, which is actually almost another like 70 or 80 pages, but we'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll get through it today. I might like bend my own rules a little bit. I feel like as long as I'm reading the amount of pages I get, it's not bad to read over those amount of pages. I just really want to read multiple books in this video. I don't want to be stuck reading the same book for this whole entire video because that would be really boring for you guys. So we'll see. I will check in with you all later when I actually start reading, but I have a feeling I'm going to finish this today. Okay, I apologize for the weird lighting. It is quite a lot later and I've only really just started reading The Kiss of Deception again not that long ago. I'm up to page 363, so I have about 40 pages left of the pages that I have to read, but I'm definitely going to continue and just finish this book today because I feel like it's finally at a point where I'm really invested in the story and really want to know what's going to happen. It wasn't until maybe 60% of the way through, which was very recently, that we found out who the assassin is and who the prince is, so I feel like now that I have that, I feel like I'm more satisfied with what is actually happening in this book. It has taken a really crazy turn at the point that it's at right now, and I feel like the only thing that I'm not loving about this book is Leah. Like, I just feel like I don't really love her character. I don't really know what it is particularly about her that I don't like. I just find her to be quite annoying to read as a main character, but I do feel like this series has potential. There is another 2 books in this series. I'm just very excited to see where it goes, and honestly, I get the feeling it's going to end on a cliffhanger. Like, it's just giving that vibe, especially because it has 2 more books. Like, I feel like a fantasy series like that always ends on cliffhangers. But anyway, I am about to go and have a shower and wash my hair. I'm very excited because I just love having like an everything shower, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. And then I'm going to literally chill and relax the rest of the night finishing that book, and then I'll be back tomorrow with my final thoughts and of course to see how many pages we get for day 4. Okay, it is now day 4 and I did in fact finish reading The Kiss of Deception yesterday, and I settled on 3 stars for this one. I don't really think I have that much more to add, to be honest. I did really like the way that it ended, and I think that it ended in a way that would make a really good second book, so I'm definitely excited to go into that one, which I think I'll also be reading at some point this month, so I'm very excited for that. I do think the writing was a little bit YA, or maybe like the story was a little bit YA. I feel like it was a very stereotypical sort of fantasy, so it was kind of something that I could have guessed from the beginning, really. Yes, it still surprised me, but I just feel like it wasn't like anything too crazy. So yeah, I did settle on 3 stars for this one, and I'm very excited to see how many pages I get for today because I am going to go in to start reading Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I feel like I definitely just need a thriller. I can see the writing in this book is quite big, so I feel like I should get through it very quickly. It is over 400 pages, so I will need a few days to finish this, most likely, depending on how many pages I get. Let's spin the wheel again and see how many pages I end up with. I'm like, honestly, I don't really mind how many pages I get. I feel like a big amount would be good, but I also don't mind if I get a small amount. Okay, I think this is a good amount. I got 82 pages. I feel like that's an amount where I can get a good chunk into the book to see how I'm feeling about it, see how I'm liking it, also get my like initial thoughts on it. So I am very excited for this. I don't think it's really going to take me long at all to read those 82 pages. Also, the particular day that I'm filming this is the day that Taylor also happens to be apparently dropping something. So I've been sitting on her website for the past couple of hours and I'm just waiting until whatever this is drops. I don't want to like clown too much. I am definitely hoping that it's a new album, so that's why I'm definitely waiting, because I feel like she'll drop merch at the same time and I will be buying something, because otherwise I feel like her website wouldn't close. But definitely very excited. There's only 35 minutes to go. Okay, I've just finished finished reading my pages for today. So I finished on page 87, which is chapter 8. This honestly feels so different from Holly Jackson's usual writing in the best way possible. I am just really addicted to this straight away. It is following a really unique synopsis as well. We are following our main character Jet, who at the start of the book gets attacked by someone and ends up in a coma, and she ends up waking up from this coma with a really bad brain injury, and she has two options. One of them is that the doctors think that in like a week or so she is going to have a brain aneurysm and pass away, or the other option is that she can undergo a surgery where there is only a 10% chance of survival. So either way, there is not really a good option for her. So there's definitely an emotional aspect to this. So she decides that she's going to live out this week with the chance that she might pass away at the end, but she wants to solve her own attempted murder. I feel like the characters very much reminding me of Pippa from the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. It's also the same sort of idea with trying to solve a murder. It is just really, really interesting. This is not what I expected at all because I hadn't even read the back of the book. Like, I just went into it completely blind, but I have seen people get emotional and cry towards the end of this book, and now that I have a better idea of what this book entails, I feel like I understand why. So yeah, I'm very much liking this so far. Definitely very excited to continue tomorrow. I'm hoping I get a large amount of pages again because I really want to make my way further into this, because I really have this like gut feeling that I'm going to end up loving this, and I cannot believe we are already on day 4. Like, there's only 3 more days to go. So hopefully I can finish this and then at least start another book. I don't know if I'm happy or a little bit nervous for that number, to be honest. It is literally almost 5 p.m. I am not doing as well on my pages today as I thought I would be because I'm struggling a little bit. I will say my thoughts on this book are literally like a roller coaster at the moment. I keep really enjoying it and then I don't like it and I'm bored, and it just keeps repeating that cycle over and over. I will say I didn't even like realize it at the beginning that this is actually an adult book. Usually Holly Jackson writes YA books only. Like, I think that's all she's really released, but I'm a little bit confused on it because the characters in this book still feel really young to me. Like, it doesn't really feel like an adult book. I feel like I'm also setting myself up for failure a little bit because she is trying to solve a murder. As I said, it is very reminiscent of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but I feel like because I'm comparing it to that series, which is a series that I loved so much, I'm almost like setting this one up for failure. I am only up to page 133, so I think I've read like 50 so far. I need to get up to page 277. I am about to go and have a shower and everything so I can just relax the rest of the day. It is not that it is bad by any means. Like, I feel like Holly Jackson can't do no wrong, but I just feel like it's the characters that I don't really like and I'm not really caring about. Considering there is like an emotional aspect to it, I just can't really see myself connecting to it in that way, and I feel like that's a very important theme. Also, I feel like because my routine has been so thrown off this week with Harry working night shift because I don't sleep until very, very late and then I wake up late, I feel like it's just messed up my whole week, and I'm also just in like a bit of a life slump for that reason, which is also affecting my reading and putting me into a bit of a reading slump. So a few of the books that I've been reading recently I haven't enjoyed as much either, and I feel like it's because I've just got so much else going on in my life and so many stresses, and I just feel like I never have the chance to just sit down and enjoy reading a book. I just feel like it's like not the right time for me to be like binging books, honestly, and I feel like it's making it a little bit hard because of this video, but I am still going to pull through. Maybe I will start enjoying it more towards the end again. I'm literally crossing my fingers because I really, really wanted to love this like everyone else has, but for some reason it's just not capturing me like I thought it was going to. Okay guys, we are now up to day 6. I actually am coming to you with a very big update today. I actually decided last night to DNF Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, but before anyone gets ahead of themselves, I am planning on going back into this. I just feel like I'm really not in the mood for a book like this right now, and I feel like I'm almost setting it up for failure because I know I'm not enjoying it, but I think that I can if I read it at a different time. I got to literally like the halfway point and I just didn't even really know what was going on because I feel like my mind has been so out of it to the point where I haven't even been focusing on what's going on. So I was literally seeing these characters and these things happening and I was like, I don't even really know who you are. I feel like it was just one of those books where, yeah, my brain just wasn't really in it. I don't really know how else to explain it, but I definitely want to go back into this in the future. So I did read maybe like 120 pages. I think I had about 70 left that I was supposed to read. So then I decided to start reading Unraveled by Isabel McDowell. But again, I really didn't get far into this. I maybe read like a chapter and I don't think I'm in the mood for something like this either. The writing just felt very like lyrical and poetic, and honestly it was just too much brain power for me last night. So honestly I just gave up on reading those last 7 pages. So yesterday was my first fail of the week. Also, this is an indie author, but the formatting of this book is just really strange. It's almost like just paragraphs throughout the whole thing, and I don't know, the format was just really bugging me because it wasn't like flowing in a way. But again, I am going to definitely try this in the future again when I'm more in the mood for it. So today I'm actually going to start reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Hopefully I get a decent amount of pages, but I also don't want to get too many because I am a little bit busy today. This was the last book that was sort of like on my radar for the week, and obviously it is my Fable Book Club's pick, so I do want to get to this. I have heard that there are parts of this that are very slow, so I'm just going to have to push through those, but I do need to see how many pages I get first of all. I am hoping for like under 100, so let's see. I'm really hoping to get like under 100 but like close to 100 so I can like get a decent amount into this. I feel like the universe is literally listening to me. I ended up with 91 pages, which I think is perfect. It gives me the chance to get a good chunk into this book but also not be overwhelmed with the amount that I'm reading. So hopefully I can really get stuck into this today, and then tomorrow will be the last day of this vlog, so hopefully I can get a decent amount in to give you guys kind of like more of my thoughts on this. But yeah, that is the update for now. Not the update I wanted to make because I've only finished one book and now I've sort of like DNF'd 2, but I have a good feeling about this one. Okay guys, I have not given you an update in like 2 days now, but I have been reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and I have actually read over the amount of pages that I was supposed to read because I cannot put this book down. So the last time I gave you guys an update, I did get 91 pages, and then this morning I did a little spin as well and got 68 pages, but I am up to page 201 because, as I said, cannot put this down. Her writing is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, there's no other word to describe it. There is no other author that writes as beautifully as she does. I can't even really explain to you guys what this book is really about, but it is about vampires. We have, I think, 3 or 4 different point of views, and the point of views are also over completely different timelines. So there's some point of views that are set in like the 1500s, and then there's more recent time point of views as well, if that makes sense. And I feel like the fact that they call this book Toxic Lesbian Vampires literally makes so much sense. Like, now that I'm reading it, I do understand that. This book is literally just like feminine rage, and I love it. It is just perfect. I feel like it's one of those books that you just have to trust me with, and you just have to go into and experience it for yourself, because the back really doesn't give that much, so I don't want to spoil anything, but we're kind of just following these different girls that have turned into vampires and their day-to-day lives, and it is so cool. I can already tell that this is easily going to be a 5-star read, maybe even a 6-star read. I'm like going through ideas in my head right now of like a tattoo, because this is the kind of book that I would instantly go out and get a tattoo for. So if anyone has ideas that have read this, please let me know. I would love to get like a quote or something from this book, but I've got no idea what, because the amount of beautiful quotes in this book, like, I cannot keep track. Definitely maybe need to do a reread and actually annotate it, because then I could actually pick a tattoo idea. But yeah, that is my thoughts on this so far. I feel like I'm ending off this video on such a positive note, because obviously I did have like 2 DNFs as well. But yeah, that was 7 days of letting a number generator choose the pages I read, I feel like I was very successful in this. There was only one day that I failed out of those 7 days, so I'm personally very happy with that. But I definitely need to stop rambling on at the end of my videos. I'll put like the little wrap up on the screen as usual, but with all that being said, thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you all back for my next video.